Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And oh boy, T Davies is back in charge of Doctor Who. It was weird. Doctor Who magazine came out, what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago? It wasn't that long ago, and there was a whole furore of news, and everything's going on. It was like so different from the previous era, which I really don't want to dwell on at all. You know, I got another video lined up to make about the Chibnall era, about how they're just getting stomped on every day in the media. But how many times can I make these videos? I think I did one article twice. Like, I mean, like, it seemed familiar. It's all kind of merging around, but I'm much more happy focusing on current, future Doctor Who, which looks like it's going to be freaking awesome. So anyway, we had Doctor Who magazine come out, and a whole furore of news cycle died down. Like, I was like picking through things, and then out of nowhere we had Millie Gibson being announced as a new companion. Perfect choice. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm going to talk about it a little bit in this video, but my main reaction video was on my live stream. That was on November the 19th. I'm going to chop that up and edit it down so we take out all the bits that weren't talking about Millie. But yeah, listen, I fantastic choice. I am amazed beyond amazed. T Davies is here to play, right? He is here to shake things up. It's amazing. To me, he seems like this perfect blend of, you know, Hinchcliffe, Holmes, Barry Letts, and John Nathan Turner, right? He understands that whole glitz and glamour, bums on seat thing that John Nathan Turner did. He really, really does. But he's got all that critical and, critical, what's the word I'm looking for? Not support, critical adulation, right? Adulate. He can bring it. He knows how to make populist TV. I just think this is great news. The thing I'm really most happy about, I mean, other than she's freaking gorgeous. I mean, smoking beyond smoke, which is a problem in of itself. I mean, she is super, super, super hot. But she's only 18. I mean, she's literally younger than my youngest daughter by years. And I'm like sitting here lusting away at her. What am I supposed to do? She's freaking smoking. Although, you know what? I think that's going to probably die down when we see them in action on screen together. We got a little bit of that. Again, this is in my live stream last night. I'm putting it out as a different video. If I can, I'll put it in the video notes, right? When you saw was it Shooty and Millie together, you really got kind of a little bit of a feeling what's going on. Firstly, Shooter's Doctor is going to be very different, and I think very Doctor Who. I think it's going to be, I think Doctor Who really works when you have somebody who leans into who they are. You know, Tom Baker, Patrick Troughton, John Pertwee, Peter Davison, Colin Baker, all of them, right? All of them have leaned in, and they've been very unique, right? I think Shooter's Doctor is going to be very unique. He seems to be very, very physical, very playful, but mainly, you saw their relationship a little bit. I think this Doctor Who is going to be, the core of it is going to be about this incredible friendship, right? That's what T Davies did with the 2005 Doctor Who. That's really his starting point, where, that very first episode, the pre-title sequence, was it pre-title sequence? I think so, I can't remember, when Rose is being menaced by the Autons, and suddenly his hand, her hand falls into the Doctor's hand, and the bond was made, right? Ron, right? That was incredible! And that was the essence, the core of Doctor Who, two incredible friends, who are very, very, very different, having fun adventures in time and space. I think that you can trace that back, Joe Grant and the Third Doctor, Sarah Jane Smith and the Fourth Doctor, Rose and the Ninth and 10th Doctors, like this incredible bond. And that's what I think is going to be the core driving. Also, Millie's obviously the core audience, right? And also something for the dads and being one of the dads. Yes, definitely something for the dads. Thank you, Ghost of John Nathan Turner. You are glad you are here. But yeah, listen, I think my insane lust will die down when I actually see her being a human being. And I love seeing her vulnerability, like how she was, again, she's only 18, right? But how, she says, I hope I do a good job. I hope I please you. Darling, don't say that to me. Please, I'm only made of flesh and blood, okay? What do you expect? Generally, nobody say that to me, okay? But, she seems very humble and excited, and it looks like they're going to have fun. And it looks like we're going going to have fun, right? We're going to have fun. So we're going to look a bit about the press reaction. We got some rumors and speculations, all kind of stuff we're going to look at. Before we get into it, like, share, subscribe, comment. Oh, yes, baby. It's all fan-dabby, double dozy. Thank you very much. I had a bunch of new subscribers. Thank you for joining me. If there's anything you want me to cover, let me know. Also, YouTube really likes me putting out shorts, all right? They are big into me putting out shorts. If you want me to do a short thing, let me know. I'm doing a lot more of that. Also, the good thing with shorts is I can put them on Instagram. I'm on Instagram, but follow me on Instagram. I should start TikTok as well. It's all the same bloody thing. Put them everywhere. And yes, I know the Chinese Communist Party uses TikTok to invade your privacy. I have nothing I'm private about, right? My life just... Yeah, you want to find out what's going on with Tzvi? Just go watch my YouTube channel, right? I'm really not that reserved about anything. So CCP baby, you listen. If you want to promote me, I'm all up for that. Look, you promote strange, very very obese young girls twerking. Why not old fat rabbis too? I could be a great thing to suck down the moral fiber of the Western world. So promote me. But I guess I got to start my TikTok account beforehand. Anyway, oh god, I don't want to start TikTok. I don't want to. Anyway, I digress. Well, I guess I had to. I started with Instagrams where everybody is as well, and now YouTube's moving heavily into video. I tell you, happy days are here again for a podcast. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment, sign up my Substack, my email newsletter. I put a bunch of extra stuff out now. I also put out I have a paid one as well. That's where you're going to be able to find me, because I'm also on Rumble. But I'm diversifying my content. I think that's the word I'm looking for. I'm diversifying the phrase I'm looking for. I'm diversifying my content. So you'll find different things, different places. Once Twitter Blue opens up in Israel, and I can put 10-minute videos there, they're also going to go on Instagram as well, right? So there's going to be different content, different places. But thank you for subscribing, right? I'm very, very touched and very honored. I am touched and honored, much like Millie Gibson. And again, every time I say things like she was unveiled, I'm like, yeah, not quite enough for me, baby. And she's only freaking 18, okay? I don't know what to do, okay? So everything's a double entendre with me. Fine, like, share, subscribe, comment, Substack, Instagram, TikTok if I ever sign up for one. I don't know. Go, it's all in the video notes, right? Just do all that shit, okay? Do all that shit, and I'll keep doing this shit. I think we can all work together on this. Fine, let's have a look. Well, first we're going to... Oh, God, she's so gorgeous. I'm sorry for perving constantly, but she's... freaking gorgeous. I mean, really? She's hotter than Perry. I can't believe I'm saying that, Although I would like to see the competition where we find out for sure. And I think that competition should take place in some kind of like baby oil wrestling format, right? Something along those lines. Like baby oil, obviously. So you can't get a good grip on each other. It's going to be a more, evocative match. I think that'd be very, very good. I mean, bikinis if you need to. Whatever you want. Can you oil wrestle in heels and bikinis? I don't know, but I want to find out. Anyway, you see, she's only freaking 18. What am I going to do? Millie Gibson revealed, and again revealed, please, more of that, as Time Lord's new site. Can you get used to this? This is going on for the next few years, okay? You're watching this forming in progress. As the Time Lord's new psychic, Coronation Street's actor will appear as companion to Ncuti Gatwa's 15th incarnation of Doctor Who late in 2023. Christmas Day is my guess. Christmas Day. She's going to be introduced then as well? I hope so. I really hope so. So look, I'm not going through this in that much detail. I went all through this in my other video. I guess her name was Ruby though on Friday. Friday, mate. Friday. I'm Jewy. I'm religious. I'm offline on Friday, so I know the new account is being announced Friday night. I put out a short saying, please, just let it be, if it's a lady, have her be a lady with a penis. Yeah, without a penis. Not with a penis, without a penis. I want to be very clear about that. Of course, though, YouTube, ladies can have penises, okay? I don't want to step on your toes there, or indeed your female penis. I really don't want to step on that. But I, went into Sabbath thinking, what's it going to be? Came out of Sabbath with this very good news. And honestly, they're really, really great together, and they look so good. Both of them look so freaking good, right? Honestly, it seems to be like the best of all worlds. I think we're going to have fun adventures. I think they're going to have a great connection. I think he's going to be very doctory. I think, again, a different new type of Doctor, right? But that's still the Doctor. And she seems very normative, right? Well, the thing I like about her, she is a normative ideal of beauty in the Western world. Like, I genuinely worry for kids nowadays when they're presented with like these obese, like genuinely obese, unhealthy, and I would say reasonably unattractive women as like sexual role models, right? So saying as sex symbols, right? And it's got to be confusing for a young lad, you know. You say, "Oh, look, she's beautiful," and you go, "But I'm not turned on at all. Maybe I'm gay. Maybe I'm trans." I just don't think it's good. So this, I think, is really good. I think having a cultural thing with a beautiful woman, a beautiful girl being a beautiful girl, who is there to be eye candy. Not just eye candy, but that's certainly a factor. I think she could probably bring it as actor. But I guess her name was going to be Ruby when I saw the red diamond. I'm like, yeah, Ruby. I bet so. Ruby Sunday, great little name, spelt with a Y, not an A-E. So there's only, I want to just get a little a quote from Russell T Davies here. Davis said, "It's an honor. It's the great honor of my job to find the next generation of talent. That is what's driving him, right? Other than wants to be very, very successful and rich and make great Doctor Who. But, you know, I think he's seeing the cultural wasteland we've been living the last 5 years. Culture, entertainment has been in the toilet. It's just low quality. Doctor Who has been low quality. Star Trek Discovery is low quality. Everything's low quality writing. I think it's kind of like the end of Batman Dark Knight Returns when Batman fakes his death in the future and then goes into hiding to raise the next generation of superheroes. I feel it's kind of like that. Anyway, so the next generation of talent, and Millie shines as like a star already. She does, right? Again, I like her nervousness, her genuine, you know, how she's genuine, but she has this charisma burning through her. She's brilliant, dynamic, clever, and a wonderful actor. As a Coronation Street fan, which is so how she got the job, I've seen Millie survive chasers, guns, and sieges, but that's nothing compared to what lies ahead for Ruby Sunday. I'm so on board, mate. I'm so on board. So let's have a look at what Bleeding Cool. Bleeding Cool put out 2 articles about this, right? If you're a Doctor Who fan, and this was from yesterday, then yesterday was a pretty big day. It was. That's when we learned that during BBC's Children Need Benefit that Millie Gibson, Coronation Street, will be joining new Doctor Who Ncuti Gatwa as companion Rose Sunday. And again, this just seems like a complete repudiation of not just the direction of Doctor Who over for the last few years, but a repudiation of all entertainment, right? Is that, again, a normative, attractive young lady, right? Who hopefully can act. I'm sure she can, right? I'm not a Corrie fan, but I like Ncuti. I think I think they're going to bring it. It's incredible seeing them together as well. You suddenly have a much better idea what this Doctor Who's going to be, and it's much more exciting, right? I'm really happy. Have you noticed? I'm quite happy about all this. Yes, I am quite happy about this. Ruby Sunday to kick off Russell T Davies' return as showrunner on the long-running sci-fi drama Doctor Who. Being huge Columbo fans, we're connecting dots. Sometimes for no other reason than that's just how we just like how things connect. Yeah, I'm into that as well. I guess that's interesting. Like when we learned recently that that an article we did on Davis way back in September proved to be the day Davis, Gatwa, and the others were all auditioning companions. Yeah, okay, fine. Did they break that news? I thought that was on another site. Again, it was, what's that? So that's what that was about moment. Where things just make sense. Again, I think that made sense for a long time. Just like when we were looking over our coverage yesterday after Gibson was announced, we realized that the calendar on the whole thing was pretty interesting. Okay, so tell me more. Basically, Based on Instagram posts, Gibson posted her goodbye to cast and crew of Corrie the day before Davies posted about the companion auditions. It's interesting. Normally when somebody says they're leaving Corrie or any soap, they said, "Oh, they're the new Doctor Who companion." Right? It puts into perspective. They said that about, who was it? The deaf actress in EastEnders. It puts into perspective how quickly things can start moving once they get started. Yeah, that's true. Here, can I see the full IG post? There you go. There's her saying goodbye to Corrie. God, she's so hot. I mean, again, I'm sorry, but she is. What do you want out of me? With a very heavy heart, very heavy but full heart, it's time to say goodbye to Keely Nealon. These 4 years, she started when she was 14, have been, okay, I feel better perving on her because I didn't grow up watching her, right? That's always, it's always disturbing. It's called the, was it Hermione syndrome, right? Hermione starts, she's 12, and towards the end of it, she's, I don't know, that doesn't really do it for me. Honestly, she just gives me a headache. What's the name of the actress? Oh no, which was like 21 and lecturing the UN about women's rights. I mean, really, one of those privileged people in reality. What's her name again? I can't remember. But she got kind of spankable. I think someone else after. Yeah, spankable. If you know what spankable means, don't look it up. It's bad for you. Where are we up to? Everyone has been a part of the storyline, has been nothing but incredible. I could have asked for a better block to end on. And also, I love the way that, again, this is something that's a Jewish law, so I really like it when people do these things. That when you credit everybody who credit, you credit where credit's due, when you give credit. And she credited the theatre group or wherever that she got started in, said, yeah, I wouldn't be anywhere without them. I like that, I like being able with a little bit of humility about where you come from is a good thing. So bye for now, Gibson wrote on her Instagram post on September 23rd, formally announcing she was leaving the series. And here's a look at Gibson post before we checked in on what took place later that day. Okay. Full IG post. Most recent issue of Doctor Who magazine, Scott Hancock, who seems to be the point person for fan relations, right? And he's a good choice. Although Russell's pretty much on there himself, I do like that. Script told some guy who I know actually, and I think who's a reasonably good YouTuber. Who was like, take the piss. Who's it going to be? Like a black Muslim in a wheelchair, a black blind Muslim, or something like that. And Russell replied, F off. But okay, secret companion auditions take place on London with Shooty in attendance. Hancock entry read. So now we're curious. Was this the final audition just to make sure they had a good, it was good, and to lock in Gibson as a companion? Or were there several finalists auditioned that day to help craft the final decision? Oh, I think there's probably several. Sorry, like we said earlier, we love collecting the dots. Well, I've already connected them. Shooty talked about it. Now looking back at that moment during Children in Need event when Gibson first walked out the TARDIS onto the stage for her world debut. Okay, fine. So they raised a question, that's all. Fine, but then we had yet another article from the same guy later that day. Now we know that Millie Gibson will be joining Shooting Gatwa as companion Ruby Sunday to kick off Rusty Davies' return as showrunner. No, it's not. I don't think she's coming till after David Tennant leaves. I don't know. I mean, listen, again, they don't send me the scripts for to look over for approval. I am reasonably confident they're going to be quite good, though. Right? Again, I really recommend you watch the video of them two together, right? Because it really genuinely gels this vision of Doctor Who. It did for me anyway. It had the same effect to me as when I watched Casanova with David Tennant before he was cast. I'm like, I see what he'll do as Doctor Who. When Chris said he was leaving, Chris Eccleston said he was leaving. I knew he was doing Casanova. I watched Casanova, and basically he gave you an impression of his Doctor Who. So I'm going to make a guess. I think Shooter's going to be more popular than David Tennant. I really do. I think Shooter would be more popular than David Tennant. I think so far, they haven't put a foot wrong. Everything is inspired. Now it seems a good time as any to find out more about Gibson. What better to do that in the coming than her upcoming TARDIS mate Gatwa. And a clip below, fine. So this is about they put out a thing about they Shooter Gatwa interview her essentially. And again, you've got to feel what they're like. Whilst being in total disbelief, I am honoured to be cast as the Doctor's companion. It's a gift of a role. It's a dream come true, and I will do everything to try and fill the boots of the companions who have travelled before me. Ah, darling, you so are. And what better way to do that than being by the fabulous Shooter Gatwa's side? Again, it's a very different take on Doctor Who, right? I hadn't really got a vibe on what he's doing. It's gonna be as different as it was from Troughton to Hartnell, right? It's a real change, and I'm excited by it, right? I really am excited. But again, Doctor Who, I always think is about being young, and I'm a bit too old for it now, right? I'm excited they're going to be young people after I'm dead who are going to be screaming into the cameras in basements like me, right? 50 years from now into whatever YouTube grows into, right? Because it just makes me feel there's part of longevity here. What better way to than Fabulous? I just can't wait to get started. Me too, darling. I'm looking forward to it. Now there's a look back at the moment when Gibson walked down. Okay, blah blah blah. Millie just is the companion, says Shooty, right? She is full of talent and strength, has a cheeky sparkle in an eye, and is sharp as a razor. I'm imagining a cross between Joe Grant and Rose, right? That's basically where I am with it. For the moment she walked in the room, she captured our attention with effervescence. Certainly captured my attention. Again, I keep talking about how turned on I am, but she's such a sweet girl as well. I mean, again, watch the video. She's genuinely a sweet person. I mean, I don't know. She genuinely gave me the impression she was a sweet person when I wasn't swooning at her intense beauty, which was most of the time. Where am I? She captured my attention to effervescence and solidified it with a sheer talk of talent. This adventure is going to be so wild. I cannot wait until we set sail to the universe with Millie Gatwa added. It's a great honour of my job to find the next generation of talent. And so that's Ross T Davies. Look. I don't think they put a foot wrong yet, right? I mean, some people are a bit iffy about Yasmin Finney being in the David Tennant special. Listen, much as I think that the whole transgender movement has been to the detriment of society rather than the betterment of society, it's insane to say trans people don't exist. And I'm not up for trans erasure, right? I'm not up for normalizing as well for confused children. I think that's a bad idea, but I'm also nothing is 100% or black and white. But I really have no problem with his with their casting, right? Their casting. Meant to say her casting, but then I changed to their because I don't. Fine. So Millie Gibson is the new companion. Hurrah for that! Hurrah for that! Who else is in Doctor Who? Well, I'm less happy about Mira Margulies. I don't like Mira Margulies, right? I don't like... for me, she is like such an Uncle Tom of Jews, right? So desperately to echo the, I would say, anti-Semitic narratives that permeate the left wings of society, and in those left wings of society, you get all those lovey actors, right? And so, she's so eager to say Israel is full of Israel is the aggressor in the Israel-Palestinian conflict, which is just nonsense, right? And Israel is an apartheid state, and again, just not. So I can't stand her, right? I absolutely can't stand her. I don't understand why she's a thing. She was like a bit part in a well-loved sitcom from 50. How many years ago now? 80 was it? 40, 45 years ago, and she was a bit part. I mean, I'm sorry, she was what? She had 4 or 5 lines in a few episodes. That wasn't such. She wasn't such a huge role. And then she was what I would call an extra in Harry Potter. I mean, again, maybe she had a glittering straight stage career. I just don't understand why she's a thing, right? But we just decided she's a thing. Anyway, so she is in Doctor Who. Never mind. So a theory about who she will be playing. Mira Margolyes is known for her role as Professor Sprout in the Harry Potter movies. Not really. Again, more of an extra. Recently reported that she's going to be in the 6th anniversary special, but who could she be playing? That's such a good question, right? And why might she be important to the Doctor Who universe? I had some thoughts to share below. I don't think there's going to be Tech-Toon, right? Or anything continuing from the Chris Chibnall era. That is gone. When I say, could she be playing an incarnation of the Doctor's mother? When I say the Doctor's mother, I don't mean her adoptive mother, Tech-Toon, from I think a pocket dimension, or where you had a fake incarnation of the Doctor. That's how I define the Jodie Whittaker Doctor. But rather the person, I don't go into that in much more detail, but that's really like navel gazing fan wankery. The 8th Doctor, Paul McGann, indicated in the Doctor Who the movie that he is part human on his mother's side. Yeah, but we forgot that as well. The Doctor Who novels, we learned her name was Penelope Gay, and she was first created the first time machine. Yeah, it wasn't very good though. This led to meeting Gallifreyan Time Lord Ulysses, who she marries, and they have a hybrid child, the Doctor. Yeah, but again, was this not in the Virgin New Adventures or the 8th Doctor novels from BBC? I thought this has been, laid aside, right? Laid asunder. Because of what Tech-Toon told the 13th Doctor, Jodie Whittaker, during Flux. Again, there's no way of reconciling the 13th Doctor with the rest of Doctor Who. There just isn't. I'm sorry. That's why I think it was a phantom incarnation conjured by some incredibly powerful being, maybe the Celestial Toymaker. Who knows? Whoever Neil Patrick Harris is playing in the specials to weaken the Doctor, to be able to imprint this David Tennant Mark II regeneration on, who I am reasonably confident is going to be revealed to be an action figure at the end of probably the second cliffhanger. That's my guess. Because of what Tech-Toon told the blah blah doing Flux. Again, Flux. How are you going to reconcile Flux? Not with the rest of Doctor Who, but with the rest of Chris Chibnall Doctor Who. Parents are dead. The Doctor is transported in the universe. Therefore, it's possible the Doctor's family is still alive in another universe. Mysterious woman, many faces. No. Somehow connected to the Doctor in David Tennant's last story of the initial run. Now, this is what I think might be happening. The end of time. Claire Bloom played a mysterious woman who had her face covered throughout most of the episode. Not most of the episode. Towards the end of the episode, she was a Time Lord who rebelled against Rassilon, and she was seen like covering her face with the Time Law in the Panopticon or wherever it was, indicating that she was somehow going to be turned in to create the Weeping Angels, right? Where are we up to? Her recreation, what was it? Claire Bloom played mysterious woman from they're revealing it only to the Doctor. His reaction when he saw her was confusing and vivid, which made fans question who was she. A similar woman, Linda Bounton, appeared in Hell Bent, where she enters the Gallifreyan barn, and we saw the Doctor, Peter Capaldi's younger self, sleeping in one of the previous episodes. She was both confused and surprised at the sight of him, but the story was dropped when the Time Lords came to kill the Doctor. In the Doctor, the writers tell, final chapter, pretty darn good book, I have to tell you. I don't particularly like Ben Cook, who co-wrote it, but it's a solid piece of work. Wrote the woman was written as the Doctor's mother. It's possible she could also be their father, as Time Lords do not define themselves by gender. It was in the book. I don't know. The status of the Doctor's mother is currently unknown, but with Doctor Who, anything's possible. The Doctor's interference through time and space can easily reshape the course of history, bringing back those who have been gone for a while. Thus, the Doctor's mother could appear in the upcoming 6th anniversary, possibly with why are they mixing everything together? It's just too confusing. Anniversary, possibly when the Doctor's David Tennant memories are unlocked, thanks to Neil Patrick Harris's character. What? Why does memory need to be unlocked? What are you talking about? Are you talking about that fob watch? Okay, stop it. There's going to be no connection between the Chris Chibnall Doctor Who and Rusty Davies, right? Despite the recent casting, Miriam Margolis has appeared in Doctor Universe before. She was the Slitheen in Sarah Jane Adventures with the late Elizabeth Sladen. Margolis also voiced the voice of Frau Todd in Big Finish, Doctor Who's The Beast of Orlok. Somewhat mediocre, right? Somewhat mediocre story. I see her being her mother. I see that because Rusty Davies did leave that plot thread, right? I'm not sure if it's. I don't think it's got anything to do with the Chris Chibnall Doctor Who, right? I do not think it's got anything to do with Chris Chibnall Doctor Who. Right, next, Doctor Who's Disney deal may explain David Tennant's comeback. What? No, David Tennant's comeback was because they talked about this in Doctor Who magazine. Essentially, they were doing the watch-alongs. Rusty Davies said to Catherine Tate, wasn't this great? Wouldn't you love to do it again? And he thought Catherine Tate said, wasn't this great? Wouldn't you love to do it again? And then Catherine talked to David. David said, yes, I'd love to do it again. And then they said, oh, let's do it. We'll just imagine. Right? That's the official story. I don't know what the real story is, but that's the official story. But what are you talking about here? Okay? Doctor Who on Disney Plus is a big deal for the show as it enters its 6th decade, and David Tennant return is a sweetener for the platform. Well, probably yes, right? Yeah, probably yes. I mean, again, this new era is being rolled out in a very clever way. It's really being done well. Return of David Tennant Doctor Who may explain the show's distribution deal with Disney Plus. It's been announced that the new episodes of Doctor Who will be exclusive to Disney Plus outside the UK and will continue to air on the BBC in the UK. They're very, very quick to say that. Oh, yeah, we're going to stay in our home at the UK, yes. The massive global distribution deal combined with Doctor Who being now a BBC co-production with Bad Wolf is a promising sign for the scale and ambition of the new Rusty Davies shooting gut was Doctor Who. Don't you remember when they kept talking about the scale and ambition of Chris Chibnall's Doctor Who? Yeah, that didn't work out too well. However, it might be the prospect for new episodes featuring David Tennant sweetening the deal for Disney ahead of the show's landing. I don't. Do you think it had a factor? I don't think it hurt, right? You know, I don't think it hurt. I think what really happened is that Rusty Davies is a extremely successful writer with a fashionable enough identity that he makes him okay in Hollywood, being gay and being a LGBTQ plus spokesperson, activist, however you want to call him, fits in with the Disney ethos greatly. Having casting Ncuti Gatwa, a Rwandan immigrant, fits in with the, I would say, very superficial Disney ethos completely. Right, I think that those were the same, and having some kind of functional franchise that appeals to boys rather than destroying it. Right, again, they've destroyed they destroyed Star Wars, they destroyed Marvel. Right, these brands do not do what they used to do in any way, shape, or form. Will surely entice some lapsed viewers to the 3 specials that air in November 23. Of course they will, right? Catherine Tate is seen as David Tennant and Catherine Tate is seen as the golden age, as Disney tends to trade on nostalgia and love for subscribers that have the likes of Star Wars, nostalgic buzz of Doctor Who. David Tennant, Catherine Tate will be a perfect platform. So you're saying they brought David Tennant back to get the Disney Plus deal? I think that's a bit weak, quite frankly. I genuinely think that's a bit weak. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I disagree. I do disagree. The injection of cash from Disney, blah, 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 starting with New Era is less risky. Yeah, look, David Tennant is more saleable. I think this article is just to explain to the Jodie fans that why David Tennant had to come back. And again, you know, I don't know. Yeah, liberal progressives are weird, right? They are weird people. They just spent all of Friday night apparently telling each other, saying goodbye to each other on Twitter because Twitter's about to implode, right? Oh no! And now they said, well, it's only going to take some time for it to go down on Saturday. And then I think did they bring Donald Trump back? I haven't seen the reaction to that yet. But like they're very weird. They're very weird people, right? That's just the bottom line. They're very, very weird and strange people. Fine. Bring back the Doctor Who Children Need sketches. I think it's almost guaranteed. I mean, they chose Children Need to announce, what's the name? Millie Gibson. And it's a great platform to promote your program to Britain, right? I think it's almost guaranteed, isn't it? Yeah, I do. Children Need is back, but where's the Doctor Who tie-ins? Yes, even the 93 EastEnders matchup, Dimension of Time, had its moments. It did, actually. I hate that. If it wasn't like being played on the landscape of the death of Doctor Who, it wouldn't have been, quite so bad, right? But it was. Where are we up to? Children Needs history with Doctor Who's specials dates back to Fuzzy Bear. Feature-length Fuzzy Bear existed. Feature-length special. The Five Doctors aired in the UK during Children. Really? The 83 Children Need telethon? I do not remember that at all. The full 2 years before Pudsey became the charity's official mascot. Oh, okay. Doctor Who has a rich tradition of supporting charities, including a 1999 comic release special penned by none other than Steve Moffat. Yes, Curse of the Fatal Death, awesome. And has been 6 further Doctor Who specials for Children Need in the 3 decades since the Five Doctors. They range from the Sublime, aka Time Crash. Yeah, that was wonderful. That's where this picture comes from, right? And they came up with a great way of explaining how Peter Davison got older. To ridiculous. They're talking about dimensions and time. Pickled in time, like gherkins in a jar. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's really bizarre, right? It's really, really weird. Listen, I'm not suggesting anybody should do drugs, but if you do smoke a lot of weed, you might enjoy watching Dimensions in Time, right? You might. I think about that might be where it goes down. Don't do crystal meth and watch it. It'll be too confusing. Some Doctor Who fans never really got over the 93 Dimensions in Time special, set in 2 mini episodes on consecutive nights. The first on Children Need, the second on Noel's house party. And he had it cut down another few minutes because said this is unwatchable shit, right? It's partly because it was actually supposed to be the 30th anniversary celebration of Doctor Who. So the somewhat rushful and bizarre choice of to set in EastEnders Albert Square was a bit off-putting, especially considering they convinced 5 original Doctors to take part, Pertwee to McCoy, as well as much-loved companions Mel, Ace, and Sarah Jane Smith. Well, why wouldn't they? It's a job, right? It's Children in Need. Of course you'll do it. It's also not surprising that the Fun House put out, considering Dimension and Time replaced the 30th anniversary plan, the cancelled feature-length episode called The Dark Dimension, which was that was cancelled over budgetary reasons, right? They added in the same line of budget twice, so they realized they couldn't afford it. But if you let go and try not to carry it too seriously and accept the novelty for having so many beloved Doctor Who characters at one place for a good cause, Dimension of Time is a really a 99's delight. I do tend to agree with you, actually. Yeah, I am surprised I am. For one thing, the audience had to put on hilariously flimsy, unconvincing 3D glasses to watch it. Only the bit with Tom Baker at the beginning. Ostensibly, just so they can you could get through the unpleasant impressions that made of the disembodied Patrick Troughton and William Hartnell that are flying around like pickles in gherkins in a jar, pickled in time. The EastEnders cast might not have been that impressive. I think, what's his name? Mike Reed got into it, but it was a wonderful nostalgia with the appearance of classic characters like Pat and Frank Butcher, Sharon Watts, Ian Bill, and even the Mitchell brothers. I forgot the Mitchell brothers being here. They should have had them with the Sontarans, right? How did they not do that? Right? How did they not do that? And the timey-wimey way in which we have all also benefit in hindsight now. So when John Pertwee and Mel discover they somehow landed in Albert Square in 2013, The show's prediction of what life would look like 20 years down the line are amusingly inaccurate. According to Dimension of Time in 2013, we're all wearing flares and making, there's a law making all over sunblock mandatory. Trains look like rocket ships. And the Ravagers of Time have been Ravagers of Time have been so cruel that 20 years old Pauline Flower looks like she's just been dug up. Well, she was dead by 2013 in EastEnders, wasn't she? And Age Up Kathy Bill looks eerily accurate. Okay, even though why are we still talking about this? Okay, and as a very 1990. Okay, you were supposed to be talking about bringing back Doctor Who to Children in Need, not Dimensions of Time. Okay, you're enjoying Dimensions of Time. I get it. Okay, as the 1990 clip art S graphics confirmed, this was the first time viewers could phone in to vote for the outcome of a Doctor Who fans. Okay, blah 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 blah. There's outtakes. It's 6 years since the last Doctor Who special for Children in Need. A 1 minute Peter Capaldi flip featuring Eddie Redmayne called "Looking for Pugsley." I don't remember that. In recent years, Children in Need has only had previous or upcoming episodes, plus a superfan visiting the TARDIS with Jodie Whittaker and this lockdown message. Yeah, no, it's been a bit pathetic, right? It's been a bit pathetic. As has marketing in general, right? As has marketing in general of Doctor Who over the last few years. This has not gone unnoticed by Screen Rat. Screen Rat comes along and says, Doctor Who has learned from Chris Chibnall's fear of spoilers. Yeah, honestly, I don't understand how he was so bad at marketing it, right? I don't understand how he was so bad. But this is just more... This is like a periphery a pummeling of Chris Chibnall, which is just going on relentlessly. Chris Chibnall's Doctor Who seems to be weirdly terrified of spoilers, but No, they were. They were scared of criticism, right? They were scared of, like, people looking at them and saying how awful it looks, right? And I can understand why they're gun shy. They had no idea how to make Doctor Who. They had no idea that it was going to go over so badly. They had no idea it was going to fail so hard. They thought it was going to be good. So if you thought things like The Ghost Monument or Rosa was good, or Can You Hear Me, or whatever, if you thought they were good and then you found out they were awful, you don't know what's good and what's bad. You're going to want to keep it all under wraps, right? Frankly, the eye candy of the Flux and the last season of the last specials were excellent. The eye candy was very, very good, and they really should have leaned into it more with more publicity. But the basic reason why I think Chris Chibnall was so bad at promoting his Doctor Who is because he was embarrassed by it, right? He was embarrassed by it because it had failed so incredibly hard. Rusty Davies, well, firstly, you know, he's a carnival barker. He's a very good carnival barker, right? Again, he's a mixture of Barry Letts, Hinchcliffe Holmes, and John Nathan Turner. He's got that John Nathan Turner razzmatazz sort of thing. So that is natural to it. He understands how to market. But the central thing is this. He's not embarrassed by his Doctor Who. He's not unconfident about his Doctor Who. He's supremely confident about his Doctor Who. And looking at Ncuti and Millie, I can bloody see why, right? I can really see why. I think it's going to be huge. I really do. I mean, I think they're going to look fantastic on all those publicity stills together. You know, when you have, like, remember David Tennant and Catherine Tate were like, whoa! They're like running through down corridors or whatever with graphic design. They look fantastic. I think they have great personalities. He's a very, very different type of Doctor. I like the normalness of Millie Gibson, right? He's so freaking normal at the same time as being very, 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 easy on the eyes. I think we're just going to get great Doctor Who, and I really do. So I'm pumped. I'm excited. I hope you are too. Listen, if you're one of the people that says I am never going back, I hear you, my brother. I hear you. I'm sorry you've been wounded as hard as you have, and you have been wounded, right? There's been bullshit upon bullshit heaped upon you. You've been called racist and bigots for just criticizing frankly very bad television, and you've seen that very bad television absolutely destroy something you love. You love Doctor Who, so I understand. You've been burnt. listen, I'm an old romantic. I'm a big softie. I like to think things can all turn around. I like the happy ending. That's what I think. I hope that's what we're gonna get. I think we're gonna get a happy ending in an awesome new beginning. It might not be for you, right? It might not be for me. It might not be what I think is Doctor Who. I think it's going to be, though, right? I think it's going to be, but I think it's going to be young. I think it's going to be brash. I think it's going to be something for a new future. A future that I am, for once, somewhat excited about. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.